10 things I want to say to Christ. 1. I wish there was a love language that can express how much you mean to me. Some way I can relate the expression of my flooded heart the day your Holy Spirit rushed in it and flushed out every unclean thing that had us separated in the beginning. You see, it was something about the way my heart responded to your love, the way it opened up like the sky after a storm and you came in and cleared the forecast of my dark, gloomy world into a bright, beautiful reflection of your face. I seek daily, too. I'm sorry it took so long for me to surrender to you. I know they say it's better late than never, but at times I feel real dumb when I realize I had access to your love a long time ago. And that the prayers of the righteous was the only reason your grace was so sufficient in my life when I repeatedly rejected such a perfect salvation, set out to rot in my own lust. But your grace preserved me. 3. Teach me how to love you without hypocrisy. When the music fades and I'm no longer in front of the church congregation, let my relationship with you flourish the most when I'm alone in my room. Give me a heart to worship you with true adoration, where sincere words can flow from my lips like a river of praise, and I find myself lost in your love all over again. 4. Your humility put my pride to shame, and your love transformed my hatred into a love that can love any man past his faults. Because what kind of king would die for his servants, just to save the same people he created and still have enough grace to give them every day after they spit in his face? 5. I spit in your face too. Every time I blocked out your voice to fornicate, or every time I turned my back on you to masturbate, just to please the same flesh that had you murdered in the first place. So I'm sorry for the blatant disrespect. For every time I put a woman before you, and for every time I fell in sin where you granted me the grace to stand in your presence. 6. I love you more than all things that has ever existed, because in you all things exist. 7. Why would such an infinite God like you be so concerned with everything about me? Like counting the numbers of hairs on my head, answering the smallest of my prayers. You even collected every single tear I cried in a bottle to let me know my pain wasn't in vain. You are a God of all, with a heart shaped like love, that pumps mercy into your veins that bleed grace. No wonder it took your blood to atone for the sins of the world. 8. I used to look at you as being more as a genie in a bottle. I thought if I rubbed you the right way that you would come out and grant me my wish. But at times I wish I could get that time back, go back in time, and instead of using you all that time, I just would have spent that time basking in your presence. But now I realize it's time for you to use me for your own glory, and I serve a God who's the author of time, so it's no time for regrets. 9. I thank you for this gift of poetry. Just like your grace is a gift I don't deserve. I never knew words held so much value until you spoke life into my existence, and then granted me a gift to speak the very same life into your people. Place a seed of your word in my mouth and told me to plant wherever you see fit, giving me the opportunity to cultivate the land with the gospel of Jesus Christ with my lips. What an honor it is, being that these were the same lips that spat in your face, took your grace for granted, and treated your presence like a genie in a bottle. I am not even half a man without you, but with you, I am everything. 10. Please, don't ever stop giving me you, because you're the only thing worth living for.